Karen and her HOA thought they could block off my creek to control water flow. What they didn't realize? That creek was the only natural drainage for their subdivision. Weeks later, their million-dollar homes were sitting in 3 feet of swamp water. I've lived on the edge of a mountain creek for over 15 years. The stream flows right past my property before winding down into the valley, where a shiny new HOA subdivision recently sprang up. Big homes, fancy cars, and of course Karen as the HOA president. Now the creek wasn't just pretty to look at. It was a natural drainage system. Anytime it rained, the excess water flowed safely down into the lake. My family had maintained it for generations. But last spring I noticed something strange. A group of workers, hired by the HOA, were dumping bags of concrete right into the creek near the property line. When I asked what on earth they were doing, Karen strutted over with her usual smug smile. "Oh, we're redirecting this water. It's HOA land now, and we don't want flooding near our walking trails." I shook my head. "Karen, you can't just fill in a live creek. That's illegal and dangerous." She waved me off. "You don't own the water. We'll handle it." Well, they handled it all right. At first, the blockage slowed the flow. The HOA even bragged at their meetings about improving the land. But then came the spring storms. Heavy rains poured for days, and with the creek clogged, the water had nowhere to go. By the third day, the subdivision's manicured lawns had turned into mud pits. Basements flooded, patios cracked under standing water, and those million-dollar homes sitting in a swamp that smelled worse by the hour. Panicked calls flooded the county office. Inspectors came out, traced the issue straight to the concrete barrier, and immediately pointed the finger at the HOA. Karen tried to shift blame onto me. "It's his creek," she yelled. But I pulled out my deed. My property line ended before the blockage. The HOA had poured that concrete on their land. The inspectors weren't amused. Not only did the HOA face fines for environmental damage, they were ordered to pay for full restoration of the creek and damages to every homeowner affected. We're talking millions in liability. Meanwhile, I sat on my porch listening to the rush of water finally flowing again once the county tore the barrier out. Karen thought she could control nature. Instead, she destroyed her own neighborhood. Now, every time I walk by the creek, I smile, because while my land stayed high and dry, the HOA's kingdom is still sinking, literally.